Hi, I'm Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Imagine a river flowing into a dam. After 17 hours, the dam is full, the gates open, and over 7 hours, it empties. This is an analogy of sleep and somebody who sleeps well. We're going to see how you can use this analogy to sleep really well, not by trying to force the gate to open, but to make sure the dam is really full. Hey there, very excited to have you back here. I have an analogy that I hope will be helpful. It came to me actually just overnight here, and it's kind of evolving. I might make it better over time, but this is something I really wanted to share. So imagine again that you have this river that's just, like rivers do. It's just constantly flowing, right? It flows into a dam that has, like, let's say, different levels of like fullness, from 0 to 1 to 3, etc., up to 17. And when it hits 17, typically that is when the gates will open and the dam will empty itself over 7 hours. This is an analogy of sleep. During the day when we're awake, wakefulness produces a certain amount of sleep drive, sleep need. You can even call it sleep debt, if you will. Just that body's need for sleep increases over the day as we are awake, and that's the dam filling up. And after 17 hours, it's typically sufficiently full to allow somebody to sleep 7 hours. And that's when, it's full, somebody goes to bed, the gates open, and sleep starts happening. Now, when you have trouble sleeping, you know that this is not what happens at all. It may take a long time to fall asleep. You may wake up and then struggle to fall back asleep. You don't feel rested. You're tossing and turning, etc. The nice kind of flow of the river, the emptying of the dam, etc., is not happening. Now, what typically happens is that somebody with trouble sleeping, identifies the closure of that dam as the problem. The dam just won't open to let the gates won't open to let the dam empty itself and allow for that nice sleep. And what is keeping the dam gates closed is, in fact, worry, preoccupation, stress or excitement. Those emotions are what kind of keeps the gate closed. And it is true that if the gates kind of would just open, if we could take away like stress, anxiety, recurring thoughts, etc., that would allow for much better sleep. But the problem is that any attempt at kind of like making that gate open will produce the opposite. Imagine here an analogy. Within the analogy, imagine a muscle that's kind of open, and you try to reach for it and it will immediately close, right? The dam is just like that. If you try to open it, it will close because the thoughts, the anxiety, the stress, etc., is what's keeping it closed. And the more you try to open it, the more you try to force yourself to sleep, force your thoughts to shut off, try to make yourself sleep, the more close that dam will get. So what should you be doing? Well, here's the thing. The nice thing with this analogy is that it shows you how like a river just always flows. A river just always flows. So just by being awake, you will fill the dam, right? And using CBT techniques, you will start spending less time in bed. And what you're doing then is that you're actually allowing this dam to fill maybe beyond 17 hours, beyond that level of 17, maybe to 18, let's say. And when you start doing this, a level of 18 may still not be sufficient to open those gates. They may be kind of partially opened, and you won't have full, full emptying of the dam. It may only be open for like 4 hours, which means that you actually start off with a dam that's partially filled. But if you keep going, with time, the dam will just be more and more full, and that will create that pressure that will just eventually open the gates. And when that happens, when to your surprise you find that, whoa, the dam's opened. I slept better, I slept more, and guess what? Then the pressure that was keeping the dam closed, the preoccupation, the worry, etc., will start lifting, and soon enough you'll be in a position where you again filling the dam during the day, emptying it at night. Filling it during the day, emptying it at night. So I hope this analogy helps you see how what we call bedtime restriction, spending less time in bed, can really help and shift away attention from trying to kind of make the dam open, which doesn't work, but rather just filling the dam fully so that it kind of by itself will open those gates. I think that's helpful to think about, and also think about how, just like a river, just by spending, getting up early, being active during the day, you will fill that dam by the virtue of sleep drive building throughout the day. I hope this dam analogy was helpful. I'm gonna tweak it and perfect it over time, but I really wanted to share it because I thought it was a good one. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment or email me, daniel@insomniainsight.co, and hope to have you back here really soon. Until then, take it easy.